Lauren, Nick Khan has basically come out and said what I've been saying all along. And he has said that while he understands the IWC is going to overreact to everything that WWE does, it is in WWE's best interest to block out the IWC noise. Allow me to translate this for the idiots in the IWC who don't understand. Basically, WWE does not give a shit how much you cry and bitch online and think you're a better booker than the biggest wrestling company in the world. They're not listening because you are a subsection of the audience that is super teeny tiny. I had one guy tell me, like, oh, me and my friends talk, and you don't understand. The 12 guys you know do not equal the large portion of the audience. Khan went on to explain that the social media portion of WWE's audience is a small microcosm of the entire WWE audience. And while they do see the reactions, he admits that they see the reactions, but it's not big enough to provide them information to shift the story or react to what they see going on. And I just say, thank God that WWE has grown-ass businessmen running the company, right? And not some 42-year-old child who books what, like, his executive vice presidents and the basement-dwelling fans. The guy like Tony Khan, who lives and dies and responds to whatever Twitter is saying, he is 100% booking for Twitter, and that is the small microcosm that Nick Khan talks about. That is the entire AEW audience, and that is why it cannot grow. So, Lauren, how does it feel to know that WWE is being run by a guy who understands that the wrestling audience is bigger than just the 45-year-old men that cry on TikTok week after week?
It feels very reassuring that we'll get some good shit coming out of it.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean they're not going to miss, but it means what I've said for a long time. There's a plan in place. They're following this plan.
It's still a business, so you have to run it like a business. And if you just listen to the people who are the loudest, doesn't necessarily mean that, like, they have the right idea or the wrong idea. You got to do what you think is best.
Sure, and the problem is when you dig even deeper into the microcosm, there's even sub-levels, right? It goes without saying. Almost everything that gets put on the internet, 50% of people like it, 50% of people hate it. It almost doesn't matter what it is. I can tell you this from videos that I post, right? I can post a video, and I know no matter which side of the argument I take, there's going to be a group of the IWC that agree with me, and there's going to be a group of the IWC that disagree with me. It's almost like the internet. There's a certain amount of people who just want to disagree.
I agree, because like a lot of times I'll like videos and I'll think something, but I don't necessarily comment it just because I'm not a huge commenter. I don't. Well,
so that, to me, that is what I define as like casual is the fact that you don't want to get involved in that conversation, right? You could express what you want, but you don't want people to come back and express to you what they want. And there's a subsection of the IWC that just wants to argue. They just want to fight. And I think it's impressive for Nick Khan to come out and openly say, like, we hear it, we see it, we know what's going on. And I think it goes one step farther. They consider it, right? There's probably a conversation like, okay, this is not getting great reception. We're not going to change the plan, but maybe we alter slightly how we feed this to the audience. And I think that's more appropriate than the audience didn't like this. We've got to change the story. We've got to go into panic mode. And it feels like that's what Tony Khan does. Or Tony Khan goes, well, if the Young Bucks say we should do it, let's just do it. And that, to me, that is the difference between a company that is finding major success versus a company that still feels like it's treading to stay above water.